Welcome in, everybody, to a brand new live rebuild series. Shout out to everybody joining us in the chat. Excuse me. We are doing a realistic rebuild of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we've got narratives already circling as we have entered the 2022 offseason. Lots of big news. First off, the big Deshaun Watson question. What's going to happen there? Well, we've got that answer as the Eagles have traded for Deshaun Watson. They will be sending 2 first-round picks, picks 16 and 17 from the Colts and the Dolphins. They will be sending a second-round pick this year, a second-round pick next year, and Jalen Hurts for Deshaun Watson. They will also get a third-round pick back from the Texans. And what's this? We have another big trade for the offseason as the Atlanta Falcons, after some off-the-field complications, have sent Calvin Ridley to the New England Patriots for a first-round pick. Lastly, actually, we have 2 big pieces of information. Number 1 is the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs upset the Green Bay Packers 28-24. And as a response to that, Aaron Rodgers says, I've had enough of this shit. I'm hanging up the cleats. He's gone. He has retired. Jordan Love will be taking over as the starter. Aaron Rodgers has retired in this world after winning his 4th MVP. And he is going to go off to Hollywood, live with his movie star girlfriend, and pursue other endeavors. And then the last big offseason move before we start to talk about our Pittsburgh Steelers, Ezekiel Elliott has been released, no longer on the Dallas Cowboys. The injuries, the regression has piled up, and they have moved on. And of course, for us, Big Ben has retired. We have a quarterback situation to analyze ourselves here. A lot of question marks about who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, this is not a full rebuild as we take a look at the roster, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Get Stephon Tuitt back this year, who missed 2021. That playoff caliber defense, one of the best in the league. Cameron Hayward at 33 years old, looking to squeeze out this defensive window. Now, he's up there in age, but, it wouldn't make sense to move on from him with where his cap situation is. So between those 2 guys, and of course, reigning Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt, we have a defense to build around these guys. Now, our defensive tackle, Tyson Alualu, has retired. We'll probably do something with Chris Wormley, moving him inside a little bit there. Devin Bush, need him to take a step up at linebacker. It also looks like the Wisconsin linebacker that this team traded for, name's escaping me. They traded for him from Jacksonville. It looks like he has actually retired here, nowhere to be found. Alex Highsmith, can he take a step up in year 3? Where the rebuild is on defense is going to be in the secondary, where these defensive backs are bad. Joe Hayden is old and slow, 84 years old. We might as well just go ahead and move him to safety right now because thank you, Raf. Joe Schobert is the linebacker, no longer here. But Joe Hayden at 84 speed ain't playing no damn cornerback for us. But we have Akella Witherspoon, who finished the season strong, Cameron Sutton, who's good in the slot, and a couple of young guys that haven't proved a whole lot for us yet. So cornerback is a big yikes for us. We do have Minka, of course. Terrell Edmonds, his contract is up. We need to make a decision on him. So secondary in general will be the focus on the defensive side of the ball. But of course, that big quarterback question and lots of other pieces on this offense. Now, running back, thank you for the prime sub. B. Burrows, thank you for supporting the stream. You know, running back, we got Najee Harris. Really glad the team spent a first-round pick on him last year. Juju, his contract is up. I will be letting him go. And I wanted to, because the game actually re-signed him. I did all like the force wins to get us to this point. The game actually re-signed him, so we've fixed the cap deal there. But I'm actually just wanted to let this resemble me letting Juju Smith-Schuster walk in free agency. So, we got Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, Pat Freiermuth, and Najee Harris. Those are 4 really good playmakers to build this team around. And beyond that, we need offensive line. So it's quarterback, offensive line, and defensive back because we got Kevin Dotson. Kendrick Green is going to develop here, and Trey Turner, but we need tackles, man. Chooks and Dan Moore just ain't, long-term answers at that position group. So that is the plan. Quarterback, offensive line, and defensive back. Players ready to negotiate here. It does look like Joe Hayden is leaving in free agency, which is good. The game got a little bit confused based on how he did this. Now, Ahkello Witherspoon, I do think we should... Yeah, see, the game's all confused with how they're looking at this thing. These guys were comfortable letting go, but Ahkello Witherspoon finished strong. Terrell Edmunds is technically under contract here for us, but the game is going to let us negotiate him. I don't know. It's all very confusing. Edmunds is a good, strong safety. He's not a great cover player. I would like to bring him back until we can get another answer. I don't know if he'll take a 2-year, $10 million contract. He did. Okay, I think that's a pretty good deal for Terrell Edmunds. Kind of a Band-Aid, decent safety, overdrafted, but not a bad player. Now, Ahkello Witherspoon, I could just cheat the system here and franchise tag him and give him the 2-year contract that he's asking for. I think that's a fair deal. He's bounced around the league and has, played nice for us. I think a 2-year prove-it deal is very realistic, so I am going to just kind of cheat the system here. Again, the game got kind of confused with the way we did this thing. So I am going to do this. 2 years, $10 million, just to keep him around. We need somebody that can play outside in case we totally whiff in the draft. But there you go. 2 years, $10 million. So the first couple moves are finding some Band-Aids in the second there. Ahkello Witherspoon and Terrell Edmunds. I may have just broken the game. I don't know. Hopefully those contracts carried over and will apply. As for the rest of this, I like Kamal Martin. He says he's not interested. I think we're prepared to get to free agency here. I really do. So there's going to be some players available to us. And we have $62 million in cap space. We have some luxury here. That's very nice. Let's discuss our quarterback situation. So there is a draft, of course. We have we'll have like the 19th pick or something like that. We very well could draft a player. Remember, we do have Dwayne Haskins, a former first-round pick. So you got Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh. A lot of Steelers fans are going to want him. Is he a franchise quarterback? Is he an elite prospect? No. Far from it. Carson Strong, kind of a strong-armed guy, maybe some injury concerns. You got Desmond Ridder, low upside, kind of noodly armed, but a smart player. Matt Corral, kind of the Jordan Love profile, if you will. The athletic, strong-armed gunslinger type. You got Malik Willis, who's kind of your Jalen Hurts type. Really likes to run. Can get him going in the design run, but going to deal with accuracy issues. Not the best processor. Sam Howell, kind of a flame-out, former potential number 1 pick type of guy. There's a deep class of candidates here. Personally, I just don't know if this is the class that we want to dive into, or at least trade up for a guy, I should say. I'm not ruling out drafting a guy, but there's nobody here that I'm treating as my starter heading into next season. So that means we either look at the trade market or free agency. And let's just see what our free agent options would be at that position. There's Jameis Winston, Taylor Heineke, Marcus Mariota, Jacoby Brissett. So unless we went the Jameis Winston route, there's really not any starters we'd feel good about at all. Thanks, EA. Kyle Trask, second-round pick, gets released by the Bucks. That's fantastic. Tyler Huntley gets released by the Ravens. This game sucks, but we're going to work around it. Oh, boy. The player that I want to go after is someone that I've talked a lot about for the Steelers, making a ton of sense, and that is Jimmy Garoppolo for the San Francisco 49ers. He can be a relatively cheap Band-Aid for us. He's coming off a season where he won 2 playoff games, got the Niners to the NFC Championship. They're ready to start Trey Lance. And the cost here is, if Carson Wentz fetches a first-rounder, Jimmy Garoppolo probably fetches a second. To be realistic here, this is a realistic rebuild. So let's see if they take this. If they don't, trade declined. We will work around it. That's a realistic trade, so we are going to make it happen here with our little workarounds that we got. I really like this trade. I think that the Steelers honestly can have a team compete for a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. We always talk about how he's a quarterback that needs everything to be perfect. Can the Steelers make everything perfect in 2022 to win with him? We'll find out. But it gives us a chance, and it buys us time to develop someone. If we draft, say, a Malik Willis in the first round or something like that, it opens the door for that. If we draft a guy next year, it opens the door to have that bridge quarterback. The Niners have already bridged the gap to Trey Lance. We are in need of an actual bridge quarterback. So, Jimmy Garoppolo, welcome to the team. He is going to look good in silver and black. Jittery Jimmy to Pittsburgh. That's right, Eldon. All right, I like the fit. Now, I'm excited to have Jimmy Garoppolo here. And heck, Dwayne Haskins is not a complete waste. He impressed in his first year in Pittsburgh, kind of winning out a roster spot, really. Former first-round pick. Difficult time staying focused off the field. So we don't want to entirely give up on Dwayne Haskins. I think he will make this team next year. Now, Mason Rudolph, I might just go ahead and release right now. You can save some cap space. Get rid of him. But we've got our starter heading into the year. Let's explore the rest of the roster. So as we said, Zeke got released. The Dolphins are interested. Does not really surprise me. They could really use a running back. I would actually like to see Zeke go to the Dolphins. Let's just look at our needs. So cornerback, Bradley Roby would fit what we want to do. He ends up getting released by the Saints. Sidney Jones doesn't stick around in Seattle. It'd be his 4th team in as many years. We could bring him back to Philadelphia. The Steelers like to be able to blitz if they can. Run those man coverages, press man, blitz. It's not all they do. They are a very balanced defense, but you definitely want athletic corners that can run, bump and run coverage. So, that's not going to be so much a Rasul Douglas, but Sidney Jones, Bradley Roby, they definitely fit the mold there. And Sidney Jones is only 26. We can give him just over $5 million a year, and he likes that deal. People in the chat saying Rasul Douglas, but you guys, Rasul Douglas is a heavy zone corner. If we asked him to run bump and run coverage, he would not look the same as he did in Green Bay running cover 4 all the time. So Sidney Jones is the scheme fit for us. And that would give us Witherspoon, Sidney Jones, and Sutton in the slot. Those are 3 starting caliber guys that fit what we want to do. So I could get by with that. And then at safety, remember we extended Edmonds and feel pretty good about that. Trey Norwood in his second year, I'm really not a big fan of. He's a pretty big liability in coverage. I think we'll just leave this for now. and focus on the O-line, where a rare year where a ultra superstar tackle is available in Teron Armstead. We've done Armstead in previous rebuilds. He's done wonders for us. He is someone that could potentially retire on us a little bit too early. It's really our best option if we want to blow out for him. It's going to cost close to $20 million. It would eat up pretty much all of our cap. Another option would be more of like a Cam Robinson, who gets flushed out of Jacksonville. He finished really strong in Jacksonville. He's only 26. Maybe he's just a Band-Aid. But I'm actually going to go with the cheaper option here in Cam Robinson, who you guys really did finish strong for the Jaguars. He never really lived up to his expectations, but I think he would be an immediate upgrade and could buy us time to get a more long-term option. So I'm going to give him 2 years, $10 million. This has been kind of the contract of the offseason for us, and he does like that, and we are going to let Teron Armstead get that bag somewhere else. And then Odell wants to go back to New York for the other team. And then as we look at wide receiver, we have Chase Claypool, we have Deontay Johnson. We feel very good about those two players. James Washington ends up on the open market here. Somehow that snuck through the cracks, but he wasn't really happy in Pittsburgh, so could let him go. Obviously, Emmanuel Sanders, how much has he slowed down? Still at 88 speed. That could be a fun little return. Finish his career in Pittsburgh where he started. I kind of like that concept. He fits. We don't want to spend a lot of money. We're not going to throw the ball to this guy a lot. He's literally going to be our 5th target in the receiving game. Some people in the chat are saying Cedric Wilson. That would be a fun option as well. He did play really well in Dallas. I definitely don't mind that. I do like the idea of bringing Emmanuel Sanders back, though, but for cheap. Doesn't even necessarily have to be a starter, but oh gosh, he really does not like that. That's okay. If he doesn't sign. I do like the idea of Cedric Wilson. I'm going to hold off for 1 week on him. The other kind of weakness here is going to be defensive tackle, where we have obviously our two big guys on the outside, Tuitt and Hayward. But Tim Settle, our dude, is available, and we have a chance to make Tim Settle a Pittsburgh Steeler. We've never been able to pull this off. I'm going to free Tim Settle, make him our starting nose tackle. Come on, take the deal, Tim. I'm actually really excited about that. I might be more excited about that than anything else we're doing here. That'd be huge. Oh man, Zadarius Smith would be really fun in this scheme, you guys. He would be really fun in this scheme. Gets released by Green Bay. Oh man, he would make a great Pittsburgh Steeler, and this pass rush with him. Oh God, I think we've saved money elsewhere. I think we got to make a play for this. Let's bump up the signing bonus here. Oh man, back to the AFC North, can get paid here. And this defense would all of a sudden, this pass rush would be, oh my God, good. That's basically all the money we can spend right now. Now, let's go ahead and advance to stage 2. As far as the scouting stuff goes, this is the real class. Let's see what we get here. I'm nervous. Come on. All right, so we got Settle, Robinson, and Zadarius Smith. We miss out on Sidney Jones, whatever. But what additions those are. We bring in Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. We've got now Tim Settle running the show at nose tackle, free at last. Stephon Tuitt, Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, and on the right side will be Zadarius Smith. My goodness. This pass rush is going to eat. Let's get him a new number. Something in the 50s. How about like 59 might look good on him. Or just 50. Ryan Shazier's number. Shazier's number isn't retired. I like 50 on him. Oh, man. Look out. Sorry, Alex Highsmith. Your time's just going to have to wait. Now at corner, we got to find someone. But, wow. Yeah, the Cincy offensive line is reeling right now. Let's see where some of those... oh, the Colts get Teron Armstead. Are you freaking kidding me? Jonathan Taylor's going to run for 2,500 yards this year behind that offensive line. Zeke goes to the Texans, stays in the state of Texas. Marcus Williams to go next to Derwin James is nasty. Campbell does go back. The Colts get Michael Gallup. Giddy up. Colts offense, baby. And Shai Tuttle to the Chargers. What an offseason for the Chargers. Sidney Jones goes back to Jacksonville now that Urban's gone. And then Deion Jones. I actually forgot to highlight. I manually released him as just a little storyline. Really struggled for the Falcons this year. Hasn't been that same guy, a team that needed some cap space. So Deion Jones to the Carolina Panthers is a fun signing there. All right. We still have $9 million to work with. Let's look at wide receiver again. And Emmanuel just does not like this deal. Cedric Wilson is getting that money. That's what I was kind of hoping for. That's like the market for him. He's going to get a 3-year, $20 million to go to Seattle. I think that's a great move. I think he went off against Seattle, so that's a fun move. Braxton Berrios getting a similar offer. I really wish Emmanuel would just take this contract because I like the idea of just having him around, but I just don't want to pay him that much money. Maybe we can reduce this down. That's a little bit better. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes that. Could go get a blocker like Zach Pascal. Zay Jones had a good year for the Raiders. Anybody else catching our attention here? Laquan Treadwell had a good year for Jacksonville. Jalen Guyton. He could be a talented deep threat to sign here. Can I get him on 2 years for cheap? A lot of people calling for MVS. I thought he was getting offers, wasn't he? No offers for MVS. Wants a little bit more money. Isaiah McKenzie is a scat, some people are saying. We'll revisit this next week. We still have one more week of free agency. I want to take a peek at middle linebacker because we did lose Schobert, Donta Hightower, Jordan Hicks, not getting any offers. Had a decent year for the Cardinals. Let's see if we can get him here on a 1-year deal. Braxton Berrios was getting too expensive for me, guys. Otherwise, I would. Okay, Hicks doesn't mind that. And then corner, Roby. This would be a great Band-Aid. Hopefully he doesn't mind this contract. All right. Those are going to be our offers right now, guys. Some veterans and Jalen Guyton. As far as the mock draft is concerned, they're expecting Thibodeau first. Pickett to the Panthers. Who do they think we take? They've got us taking Devin Lloyd out of Utah. Wouldn't necessarily be a bad pick. We already kind of struck out first round on Devin Bush. I do think we're in a good spot to just kind of stay put. Let the draft come to us. We can consider running back. We can consider corner. This is a very fun cornerback class. As we take a look at that, you've got guys like Elam, Booth is a beast, Amon Gardner, Josh Jobe, Trent McDuffie, Roger McCreary out of Auburn. These guys are all really good players. As far as like the scheme we're going to run the same Steelers defense that I described. We're going to blitz. We're going to run man coverage. We'll mix in our zone. It's a balanced blitz-heavy defense, Blitzburg. And offensively, I went for Jimmy for a reason. We're going to keep the same scheme that we ran with Jimmy Garoppolo. With Big Ben. But with Jimmy Garoppolo, for the first time since his New England days, Jimmy will be in more of that pro-style, spread-style offense. So we are going to keep the Pittsburgh Steelers' current playbook for that. And I think we can go ahead and advance to stage 3. Roby took our deal. The rest of these guys are staying stubborn here. We're still the top offers, so I'm going to roll the dice. Roll the dice that they'll take it. I'm glad we got Roby. We needed him. So we can have some private workouts. I think we should really work out. Let's work out Elam, Booth, and Gardner, and hope one of those 3 is there for us. We'll get a better scouting report on those guys. Teddy, who do you think we should take? Sauce Gardner? You like Sauce? He's still filling out his scouting reports, he said. But with that, I think we are good actually to keep on moving here. Did those guys bite? No, they did not. Maybe we can still get them in the preseason. Not urgent to land any of these guys, but let's go ahead and get to the draft. All right. So let's draft Houston Texans with the number 1 pick. I guess the Texans, or because the Lions, I'm not really sure what happened there with the draft order. Something went askew in my forced winning, but it's okay. We'll just pretend they traded up to get Kayvon Thibodeau, which isn't the most unrealistic thing for the Jags to say, we don't really need another edge. We'll move down, Just use your imagination a little bit. Detroit goes with Aiden Hutchinson. And the New York Giants, will they repair their offensive line? No, they go with Derek Stingley. And then the Jags, I imagine, will go Evan Neal. Yep. Jets. What do we do here? Hopefully they don't take a quarterback. Kyle Hamilton to the Jets. They get their Jamal Adams replacement. Now, this is where everyone thought the Panthers would be going quarterback. Do they do it? They do. The Panthers like Kenny Pickett enough. That's kind of got like Danny Jones vibes a little bit. Although I think Pickett's a little bit higher perceived. The Giants get a pass rusher in George Karlaftis. So the Giants go defense. Okay. Good luck with that. Whoever the new head coach is in this fantasy world. Broncos up. Broncos could go in a lot of directions here. Do they take a quarterback? No, they take Kenyon Green. Wow, okay, that O-line would be psycho good. And then the Falcons taking Ikem Ekwonu. I'm going to have to go ahead and move him to right tackle for them, I think, would make the most sense. Although left guard's not a strength for them either. But that's not a bad pick for the Falcons, actually. I kind of like that. Jets, what do they do? DeMarvin Leal. It's good. That's a good fit. Robert Salah likes those big edge guys. Jordan Davis to Washington. Oh, God, what a bad pick. What a bad pick. Yikes. They already have plenty of those guys. Okay, we've got Kyer Elam off the board to the Vikings. They definitely need corner. Ravens at 13. I forget they pick so high. What do? Chris Olave, another receiver for Lamar. Wow. All right. Browns. That's a great pick right there. Browns need a wide receiver. Chargers. Andrew Booth off the board. Damn, I was kind of hoping he would fall to us, but we've got a few more picks to get to us. The Texans. Treylon Burks. Beast of a wide receiver. Texans. Carson Strong to the Texans. Rolling the dice on some upside at quarterback. I like that. They get a deep threat in Treylon Burks. They have Brandon Cooks and Carson Strong. I like those moves for the Texans. The New Orleans Saints take Amon Garner from us. Sad day in Pittsburgh. What do the Eagles do? John Mechie off the board. Bummer. I will say, guys, there is a player that I did not really anticipate being here in Tyler Linderbaum. This would be considered a fall for him. We could really slide. We could slide Kendrick Green out to guard where he's comfortable. It's certainly tempting to do that. I'm big on the not drafting a linebacker in the first round. I know it's Madden and it would probably work, but in real life, I've really kind of shying away from that. You do have Josh Jobe, who's a good athlete, but a down year in his senior year at Alabama, 22 years old. I don't know if I feel good about that. I think I'd rather wait at corner. We did have a Band-Aid filled. I think the pick here, guys, is Linderbaum. It's not a huge need, but it's a better future play for us, I think. Unless we go quarterback to develop a year behind Jimmy Garoppolo, it's a tough decision. I'm really struggling with this one because if we're winning, it's going to be difficult to have legitimate options in the draft unless we trade up. We do have Dwayne Haskins on the roster. We could ask Kevin Dotson to play tackle. He's 6'4". He could potentially do it. I wouldn't ask Trey Turner to do it. I wouldn't ask Kendrick Green to do it. Linderbaum in this world would be the highest player on our board. We'd have a really athletic duo on the inside with him and Kendrick Green. I think that's the move, guys. I'm going to ask Kevin Dotson to play tackle for a year. Maybe he slides back inside in the future. But let's get a better offensive line in there for Jimmy's sake and for Najee Harris's sake as well. And he does have hidden development. And look at the blocking there. All right. Now, we don't have a pick until the third round. It doesn't mean we wouldn't necessarily trade up. David Ajabo to the Falcons for that Ridley pick is a great move for them, by the way. So Ritter goes to the Raiders. That's one quarterback off the board. Charles Cross, a great pick for the Cardinals. The Cowboys go linebacker again. The Bills, Jameson Williams. Oh, the Lions. Yikes. Breece Hall. Matt Corral. What a landing spot to sit behind Ryan Tannehill. Packers go Drake Jackson. That just feels like a Packers pick. Josh Jobe, Bengals, yep. Dolphins take a tight end. Bucks, Kingsley, Enagbare. Chiefs take Nick Benito. Okay. So I'm really just keeping an eye here on, there's still a couple of quarterbacks. You've got Malik Willis and Sam Howell. I would certainly not rule out trading up for one of these guys in the second round. I'm going to sim to the 15th pick here. And if those running back... Oh, Howell goes to Detroit. What a find in the second round. And Malik Willis goes to the Giants. We weren't going to be able to come up that high anyway. So we are going to sim to our pick in the third round. Those are good landing spots for those quarterbacks. I'm not terribly mad about it. Now, it is time to pick. Some of these are outdated. Nolan Smith decided to come back to school, etc. But it's okay. We're going to have fantasy players in a year anyway. I want to go best player available. David Bell is a speedster out of Purdue, although not the best 40 times. Jalen Tolbert, fun player out of South Alabama. He's got some real speed. Khalil Shakir has some speed. I don't think we're drafting here. D'Eriq King's actually at wide receiver. Did I do that? That's interesting. We're going to revisit wide receiver. Let's look at corner. So we want preferably someone that can press a little bit. Travius Tomlinson is kind of that slot type. Mullen's a little smaller. We could ask either of these guys to play slot. He's a really, really nice athlete if you look at that. Speed good, change of direction solid. If we took him, maybe we'd ask Sutton to play outside. Something to think about. Jalen Green out of Texas is a good athlete, but a little more raw. Noah Daniels out of TCU has the length. Tough decisions here. Do we think about a strong safety? Damani Richardson out of Texas A&M. A little early for him, but it's hard to find a true safety. I do like Colby Harvey-Peel out of Oklahoma State. I might target him a little bit later. What about middle linebacker? Ventrell Miller out of Florida. Peyton Wilson out of NC State. Big guy. Decent athletic traits for a big guy. He might be a good complement to Peyton Wilson. I think he might be a good complement to Bush, who's small. Hit power's low, though. This is a big, important pick, you guys. We could take the project Daniel Falala out of Minnesota. That's also very tempting. Nicholas Petit-Frere falling really big here. First round pedigree. But where else are we going to get a big right tackle? 6'9", 380 pounds. We saw down the road what happened with the Australian. Screw it. Normal dev. Only 85 strength? Yikes. That's kind of a bust, to be honest. We don't pick till the 7th round? Where'd all the Steelers draft picks go? That was poor prep by me. We just took 2 offensive linemen in the draft, and that's it. Well, can I stop? Stop. I can't stop this, Sim. Oh, we got 2 7th rounders at least. So I think we should take a linebacker. Ellis Brooks. Oh, he's slow. Wow, he's slow. This guy's out of Bowling Green. Good athleticism. Yeah, our line better be good with how we're investing in it here. Should we just do De'Aaron King? I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. This class is kind of all screwed up. I don't know what happened here with this class, to be honest. There's 2 Damani Richardsons. Maybe a good year to not have a whole lot of picks, honestly. Deshaun McNary. He's a great athlete. Gamble on speed on day 3 of the draft, right? 21 out of Central Michigan. And then let's take a wide receiver. I'm not really feeling the De'Aaron King thing here. Reggie Robertson out of SM. Ooh, JD Spielman out of TCU. I like watching him. Rick Spielman's son. I'm going to take JD Spielman. He's quick. 72 change of direction. What the heck is that? I might have to just edit that. That's some garbage. I feel like that wasn't my draft class. I don't know what happened there. Like I used the wrong one or something. It wasn't the end of the world. There was just some funkiness to it. I'm gonna fix this. This is BS. Spielman retired? Well, he's making a comeback. I won't go over the top. Just 87. All right. So a pretty mellow draft for us. We really just went O-line. But a great offseason in general. This team can absolutely compete. And we're setting up for the future as well. So let's go to preseason week 1. Yeah, I think I should also edit Falala's strength. That's also some BS. I agree. He's a 60. We can work with that. There we go. Linderbaum is a 74. He's got hidden dev. It's funny, we also have Zach Banner on this team. That, honestly, after we drafted Falala, we could probably release Zach Banner, save $5 million. I'm going to do that. Gives us a little bit of flexibility here. So then we drafted, so we got J.D. Spielman, slot receiver, and then we took McNary down here. Not terrible. Agility, not great, but that could get better. Yeah, geez, the zone is just brutal. He's a project. That's all right. 7th round pick. Maybe Justin Lane can take a step up here. Steelers fans have been asking that for a long time. Let's go ahead and look at the free agency here. Wide receiver, we can get Emmanuel Sanders. He plays hardball. I don't even know if I want to necessarily pay him that much, but we can if we want him. These guys are not cheap. We can also get Hicks, who we were trying to get. So let's do that. Let's sign Hicks, and let's sign Sanders. I like having Sanders on this team. I think that's really fun. Bring him back for one last mission. And then is there anyone fun we could add? Ooh, I'm going back to the Tulsa well. Josh Johnson. Sign De'Aaron King. I'll sign De'Aaron. I'll bite. I'll sign De'Aaron King as if he's out here. I'll bite on that. Just want to make sure I'm not missing out on anybody sweet. Mike Rose out of Iowa State. Sure. Big bodied guy. If these guys make the team, I will give them UDFA deals. Any corners? Ooh, this guy. This slot guy. His traits aren't terrible. These guys are just so bad. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. We've spent all of our cap space. We're at like 60-something players, 59 players. So let's just do one last little gloss over the roster here. Finley is probably gonna end up cut. Let's just do that now. Let's just not worry about that now. Yeah, we'll keep him for preseason. Benny Snell's gonna go. Mekhi Sargent stinks. We need another running back on here, so we'll revisit that. This guy's way too slow. Sorry, Davion Davis. You gone. So we got Josh Johnson, Reggie Bagleton, all name team, but not on our Steelers team. Those will be our 6 receivers probably. We might not keep both these guys. We might practice squad one of them. Not a bad group of backup tight ends. We do have Joe Hag on this team. Just because the game's going to get really confused, they like you to have all your depth filled out. So we got Wormley. Kelvin Taylor's going to go. This dude's a freaking refrigerator. 6'9", 310 pounds. God, I can't wait to see what Tim Settle does on this team. Buddy Johnson's not a bad prospect. Texas A&M, good athlete. Got to give him a real number here. 16 is a disgrace. Same with you, Mike Rose. Yeah, we'll see if he makes the team first. Savion Smith, see ya. All right, just a little cleanup work of some of the garbage. How much cap space do we have left? Can we get another running back in here? I mean, Cordero would be fun. Can't quite afford him. If we cut Hag, can we afford Cordero? I think we can. Let's do it. Hopefully the team doesn't. So Cordero has superstar for the kick return duties here, so we can make sure we use him as a return man. All right, I like that signing. He's a nice compliment to Najee. Cut the whole team for him, says 28-3 Sports. All right, now that we have, I know that first draft class was a little sloppy, guys. I apologize. I must have literally just picked the wrong file, which is, it's unfortunate. You know, we traded away our second round pick. We didn't have a bunch of mid-round picks anyway. It's really not going to change much for us. And we edited a couple of the guys we drafted anyway, so we worked around it. But I did actually prep a class that I haven't looked at anything other than I changed like all of the garbage, like oversized safeties, I just edited sizes and positions and stuff so that you don't get these weird. I just can't stand some of the archetypes that the game cranks out, but I didn't touch any of the like rankings or ratings or anything, so I don't know anything about it. But it will be a better class for year 2 with fictional players. I can't remember if I put Bryce Young in that one or not. I think I did. But anyway, let's just fire all these guys. I like to think of this as reassigning instead of just firing everybody. Yeah, exactly, Eldon. All the 6'4" safeties. So corner's got to be a priority for us. That's got to be our worst position this year. So and quarterback. Let's just get a damn good. Let's get Kenny Ramsey as our quarterback scout. Let's get a DB guy for tier 2. Aqib Talib, come out of the booth and into the Pittsburgh Steelers scouting department. And then let's get a linebacker scout. Let's get another corner scout. And let's get like a tackle scout maybe. They don't have any tier 1 tackle scouts. So we'll go, I guess, linebacker again. Our DNs are old. Okay. Weekly strategy. Not so much worried about the game plan here, but I do got to pick practice fatigue and stuff. The distribution of reps. Tuitt and Hayward are not getting any younger, so they're not going to really develop. D-tackle Settle is definitely going to be that dude in development. Linebacker, we're going to focus on basically our starters. Right outside, we'll go to Highsmith there. Corner, I think, let's just split it up with corner. DB, we might as well go starters because the backups are trash right now. And then for offense, I got to show our XP sliders and all that stuff as well. I know a lot of people are going to be wondering about that. Quarterback, I'm going to go. Jimmy's not going to get any better. We might as well develop Haskins. Running back, we'll go starters. Fullback, whatever. Wide receiver. For now, I think we got to just go with the starters. Tight end, starters. Tackle, starter. Starter. For the O-line. Bring back Le'Veon Bell. I think I'm good. I've seen enough Le'Veon Bell. I really have. So we're going to go Tyler Linderbaum. We're going to go Kendrick Green. And let's go... Should we go with Muth? Let's go Muth. So let's advance through the preseason here. I want to show my settings here. Make sure I have injuries on because I turn them off. Yep, we got injuries on. So I've got the dev trait regression on to the max. We got 9-minute quarters. And then for gameplay sliders, I will just show them. We are on all Madden. Might adjust these as I go, but this is where we're going to start. This is pretty close to what I have for my offline. And they work pretty well. Like pass protection is the one thing I can't remember what I have it at. So I'm going to leave it at 50 for now. If we're just getting freaking annihilated off the line of scrimmage, I will probably increase that a little bit. And then I did change XP sliders for this one. I haven't done XP sliders in the past, but I'm going to do them this time. So we've got actually boosted for linemen. I partially did that because I think it should be higher than the other ones based on how they dish out XP, but also just kind of with in mind, the Pittsburgh Steelers do have a very good track record with offensive linemen. So I thought it would be kind of realistic if for this rebuild we had a little bit more development at offensive line than we're used to. Got some injuries, whatever. Weekly strategy we should be able to leave for now. Staff-wise, we're kind of keeping the same guys in place. I want to get to this. I have it on the slower, so it's going to take a little while to get down to the focus players. So as long as we don't have any scenarios, I am going to go ahead and advance to cut week here. We got a wide. Is this going to be Emmanuel Sanders helping out the young? Yeah, let's go. Chase Claypool. That's what we bring Emmanuel Sanders in for, although it didn't let me pick anything, so we probably don't get anything. Boo. Thanks, EA. We're 2-0 in preseason. Oh, we lost. All right, let's do upgrades. Chase. Deep threat. Need Chase to have a big third season here. Really excited to have Pat Freiermuth. We have a very good history of tight ends for our rebuilds, and I think Pat Freiermuth's just getting in line. Go power for Najee. He's close to getting that next ability. Eldon, we are keeping the spread offense in place. That's a big reason why we went after Jimmy G. So we're going to actually just stick with Steelers offense, Steelers defense. West Coast power run, I think, is our best fit here. And then defense, I think we actually want to go like that. Better fits our personnel. Only 2 players to cut. I think Carlo Kemp's a pretty easy decision there. Ryan Finley. That's really all we got to do. I can add to our practice squad, however. So I can add to our practice squad. These guys are probably going to get poached like right away. Ooh, Anthony Jennings. I hate that these contracts are so ridiculous, but maybe we can keep them around. And Juwan Johnson. These guys are all going to get poached. Jalen Reagor. Sure. Oh, cut in season 3. That's not even unrealistic. That's what's crazy. Bravian Roy was on our team last year. I feel like all these guys are going to get poached. Tuzuka was on this team last year. Gandy Golden from Liberty. How many more guys can we fit here? That's got to be 10, right? Yep. I don't know how my counting is that good, but there we go. And we are closer to action.